Hey guys, what is going on, and welcome to another Fortnite weekly quest video here on the channel. Now, today is your week 8 quests for both OG and Battle Royale, meaning it is the final weekly quests for OG Season 5. However, we are also going to be talking about Fortnitemares, which this year is looking to be pretty stacked. Possibly one of the biggest Fortnitemares we've ever had. And it kind of starts this week, but isn't actually starting until next week. This week, however, we will be having the new Demon Rush game mode. Now, Demon Rush is this year's incarnation of Horde Rush. Horde Rush obviously being this sort of like zombie onslaught PvE game mode that everybody knows and loves. We have it every year at Fortnitemares. This year, as you might be able to tell from this image, it has been taken over by a collaboration. That collaboration being K-pop Demon Hunters. K-pop Demon Hunters will be coming to Fortnite this week, alongside the new Demon Rush game mode, which will release on Thursday. Fortnitemares itself will then release next Thursday or Friday on October 9th or October 10th. We already have confirmation of obviously Battle Royale changes. OG Season 6 will tie into Fortnitemares somehow. We're getting a new Fortnite Reload map. We're getting multiple more collaborations, including Scooby-Doo, including Ghostface, including Terrifier, including Repo, Poppy Playtime, so much more. There is a lot happening this year for Fortnitemares. There will also be map changes in regular Battle Royale. So, before we get into it, what are your weekly quests? So let's have a little look at OG Week 8 first. Like I say, these are your final OG weeklies. You should be able to complete your OG bonus goals from last week's quests, but if not, here's another 4 that you can then use to complete your 30. Your elimination this week is with a pickaxe. Kind of an annoying one, but down someone, finish them with a pickaxe, it will count. Deal 750 damage to players with rare or better weapons. Also, a surprisingly easy one this week. Your search 10 chests is at Lazy Links or Fatal Fields, and then your final mysterious miscellaneous quest is to headshot 8 players with an assault rifle. So just get some headshots with your ARs. Shouldn't be too difficult, but those will then be the final quests for OG Season 5. Tune in for OG Season 6 starting again later this week. Now, let's have a look at our regular Battle Royale Week 8 quests. Some of these are easier than others. So our first one, deal 200 damage to players while holding 2 or more boons. This one's kind of an annoying one. One of the easiest ways to do it, I think, would be to use an expertise vending machine. So I will do that later in this video just to show you guys. If you have the purchases available, you can just go ahead and do that. If not, then obviously you might need to increase your expertise score. But if you can just buy 1 boon from there, don't forget your O.X.R drop also gives you a boon, so that would get you 2 boons that way. And then you just got to deal 200 damage to players. Your second one, eliminate 10 opponents with the sweeper shotgun, is really nice and easy. It says opponents, bugs will count. Then, travel 1,000 meters distance in the hive, swarmy stash, or buggy slurp waters. Buggy slurp waters is the little area between the hive and swarmy stash, so it is all just that little collective area, shouldn't be too hard for you to do. Collect 5 weapons at O.X.R bases or bunkers. I think your O.X.R bases will probably be the easier way to do that quest. And then finally reach O.X.R rank A in 3 different matches. Again, is a really easy quest to get done. So, with all that said and done, let's head into a match, shall we? So folks, first things first, I think we'll do the 5 weapons at O.X.R bases or bunkers. Obviously, if you're going to try and do it from bunkers, it will be a lot more difficult, whereas if you do it at O.X.R bases, there's a lot of those dotted around the map. Some of them have shops in that you can just go and buy weapons. The actual main O.X.R HQ does count as an O.X.R base as well, just to make that quest even easier for you. So like, all in all, 5 weapons here is not actually as difficult as it might sound. Right folks, this is what I was saying about coming down to the O.X.R bases. It's relatively easy to collect 5 weapons here, because like, let's say you're struggling, just come to the shop area and buy a weapon. I mean, I know a lot of people have been complaining about an oversaturation of gold bars in the market this season. A lot of people seem to constantly have 5,000. Well, this is a good excuse to come and spend some. So, come down here, spend your gold bars, grab your weapons. Should be nice and easy. And then from here, if you do it up here at O.X.R base, we can then go do the second quest of travel 1,000 meters in the Hive, Swarmy Stash, and, Buggy Slurp Waters. So, like, we can just head down there and start making our distance nice and easy. So, I guess that's where we shall now head. And just to clarify just how close that is, it's literally at the foot of the mountain. So, progress naturally from here down towards Swarmy Stash, and then if you make the journey on the sort of northwestern side of Swarmy Stash, looping round into the Hive, that's all your sort of Buggy Slurp Waters there, so you can link the 3 locations together to make that quest a little bit easier for you. It would also be very, very beneficial to me if I didn't get myself killed in the process of doing so. Let's skip forward a little bit. Gliding into this place actually counted distance for that quest. 1,000 meters is really easy then to actually do in these 3 locations. If you just go from one to the other, then to the other, in the sort of pathway that makes the most sense, arguably shouldn't be too hard. So, like, just running around is a good way to do it, but I guess gliding over it would work even better. Just, you've got to be careful of bugs in the process. Especially the big boys. They hurt. And if you can get yourself one of the sweeper shotguns in the process, while you're walking through these areas, killing the bugs will count towards that quest of eliminate 10 opponents with the sweeper shotgun. So, kill the bugs, do the distance, 2 birds with 1 stone. Makes your life just that little bit easier. Obviously, you will need a reasonable bit of shotgun ammo. Which I do not really have. But some of the bugs do drop shotgun ammo, so that is useful. I will just also caution you that this little area to the east of Swarmy Stash up towards the O.X.R base is not Swarmy Stash. So if you are trying to do the distance quest, coming over here will not help you. Swarmy Stash is quite a tiny POI, so maybe heading more westerly towards Buggy Slurp Water is probably your best bet to get that quest done. But obviously you can always utilise the bits over here to get some more eliminations with your shotgun. You can also potentially utilise what I'm going to use, which is the Roly-Polies, because the Roly-Polies will help you get the distance that little bit quicker as well. Now, you guys might have noticed that I did just pick up a random boon from the chest. My B drop pod is now here, meaning that I now have 2 boons. Meaning that as soon as I start damaging players in this game now, that counts towards that quest. However, I will still showcase where the expertise vending machines work for you guys. For any of those that aren't too familiar with the O.X.R vending, expertise vending machines, because I know some people haven't really been dealing with them because expertise in previous seasons has been really annoying, so a lot of people have just sort of come to the thought process that it's not really worth it. But yeah, you can see here that I'm just going round and round in circles with my roly-poly, and I'm getting that distance up quite quickly, but we are going to still head down towards Buggy Slurp Water and the Hive just to make that distance a little bit more tolerable instead of just going round and round in circles, because obviously that gets very boring very quickly. So, as for Buggy Slurp Water, whereabouts is it? It is this sort of like cavernous style area to the northwest of Swarmy Stash. All this area down here. It is a big area, so you should be able to get a lot of distance done down here if you just bounce backwards and forwards down here. Getting that done. Kill any bugs that are down here with your shotgun, and all of a sudden you should be having happy days, I can't lie. So just like that, folks, that's how easy it is to get your bugs done. Just hang around these areas, hit the nests, and that will spawn some bugs for you to kill. And just like that, I've done that quest. So as you can see, I now literally only have 2 quests left to do, which is reach O.X.R rank A in 3 different matches, which seems to be bugged because it's counted 1 in this match. Well, as you can see, I'm only rank B. And then the deal damage to players while holding 2 different boons, but as of yet, I've not actually seen a player in this game, so I guess the only thing I really have left to show you guys in this match is those O.X.R expertise vending machines, so let's go find one, shall we? Folks, a good way to get a little bit of damage on players once you've got the boons as well is just hovering with a helicopter. Just be an annoyance. Being an annoyance is the best way to just deal damage if you don't want the risk of dying, because obviously getting 2 boons might take you a little bit of time, so sometimes you might just want to not risk your life in the process of dealing the actual damage, because that then means having to go into another game and potentially find the boons again. Be an annoyance. Best way to play Fortnite. They somehow did. But this guy has just gotten on my helicopter, blown it up, and got killed in the process. That was probably not smart of him. But yeah, it's not a hard quest once you find the boons. It's just getting 2 boons. I mean, in my average game, I do generally only have 1 normally, and that 1 is the one you get from the O.X.R pods. Boons are a lot rarer nowadays, so if you want to get the boons, that's why I say your O.X.R vending machines are probably the best thing to use. So without further ado, we'll use the power of editing to skip to one of those vending machines right now. So folks, you may be wondering, where can I find the expertise vending machines? It marks them. All of these places with a tick have one, so that is most of the name locations. We'll go to the one over at Foxy Floodgate because it's nice and central, nice and easy to find. But yeah, head to any of these places. If you've got sales unlocked, but you've not actually unlocked them, pick the boon sales, then you can just buy them. If not, then hopefully you've already got them unlocked, or you can get the expertise points to unlock them. This just might be an easier way to cheese the quest, but the vending machine is here, and you can buy 2 different boons here, which makes your life just that little bit easier, potentially, if you don't get killed in the process of actually trying to buy them. Because it does seem like this is a relatively busy place. But yeah, the expertise vending machine, you can buy the agile aiming boon or the extended magazine boon here, both of which cost you 600 gold bars. But again, you can only buy them if you have the sale unlocked. If you don't have the sale unlocked, then you cannot buy them. So folks, just to wrap up the video, we have now completed 8 weeks worth of Battle Royale weeklies, technically 9 because we have week 0. Week 9 come out this time next week, which will then allow you to finish your bonus goals. Obviously after that point, you will be getting a little less XP, but realistically, if you've gotten all of the bonus goals, hopefully you're not as worried about XP at that point. You should already be well past level 100. In terms of story quests, I know a lot of people are intrigued as to when the story continues. Unfortunately, that is not for another 2 weeks. So part 3 of the story, Prepare to Fight, comes in 2 weeks' time on, I believe it is the 14th of October. Which does mean that the final bit of the story is going to be in Fortnitemares. Fortnitemares is currently being theorised to have the Spirit Realm merge with the main island, which obviously does tie a lot into stages 1 and 2 of the story. So, like, it's very plausible based on the teaser image we've had with the wolf being all red and having a red glow around the island, backs up this theory quite well, with all the bugs coming from the Spirit Realm as well, and the Spirit Realm having been a heavy presence throughout the whole of Chapter 6. It does look like this could be where we're going, with a very cool theme to end Chapter 6 and go into Chapter 6 mini Season 2, which is supposed to be Simpsons themed, which seems a little bit of disconnect. Like, how are we going from this into Fortnitemares into Simpsons? I don't know, but I'm sure we'll find out in the coming weeks. Stay tuned, because the whole vibe of Fortnite is about to accelerate from 0 to 100 very quickly. We'll see you in 2 days' time for the K-Pop Demon Hunters collab event, and see you next week for Week 9 quests, and then Fortnitemares 2025.